Hello, guys, and welcome to the Cowboy in the Hawk's Nest podcast. Thank you for joining in today. It's around Super Bowl Sunday. It's on Sunday. Didn't really need to say that, but it's on Sunday. So let's talk about this bitch. We have the unequaled talent of Patrick Mahomes, quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. I agree with Max Kellerman on ESPN. He's Frankenstein's monster of Aaron Rodgers, except who can throw it with more accuracy, with more arm strength, and also has the intelligence, the football IQ, so to speak, of Brett Favre, but smarter because he doesn't throw Brett Favre interceptions. It's almost like Dan Marino came back to life and merged with Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, and they just became Patrick Mahomes. He's amazingly talented with throwing out of the ass kind of passes, like behind the back passes, throwing on the run into the middle of the field, which across your body, which you never do. And the reason you never do that is because 8 out of 10 times you're going to get intercepted. Because the defensive back will either have time to get there, no matter how hard you throw the ball, or they'll just read it. They're smart enough to read that. But Patrick Mahomes makes those throws. It's insane. I've had my eye on him for the past year and a half. Strike that, 2 years. And he just shows on any given Sunday that he can be better than your quarterback. And you can't say anything about it because it's true. He is the best player in the NFL right now. I'm saying that as a Cowboys fan and a Seahawks fan. Russell Wilson is amazing and has beaten Patrick Mahomes on several occasions. But you get a different feeling with Mahomes than Russell Wilson. Because Mahomes can kill you at any point in the game. Russell Wilson, although being one of the best quarterbacks and damn near was the MVP this year, Russell Wilson and that offense and a lot of the defense too doesn't show up for the first half. But Russell Wilson pulls heroics out of his ass. Heroic stuff out of his ass. It's amazing. But Patrick Mahomes gives you that pull and that plays that he pulls out of his ass every game and any point of the game. Strike that against Jimmy Garoppolo. To quote Stephen A. Smith, he's alright. We haven't had the showmanship and, dare I say, leadership out of Jimmy Garoppolo. He's a good quarterback. I don't deny that. But also, like Stephen A. Smith says, there are 5 layers of the team before you get to Jimmy Garoppolo. As to why the San Francisco 49ers could win any particular game. That defense for the Niners is amazing. It hurts me as partly a Seahawk fan that Sherm is down there. But damn it, every Seahawks fan knows deep down that they're cheering for Sherman because they know he's right and he was right to leave, because everyone on that team, deep down in their mind, knows that they should have given it to Marshawn. Everyone knows that. And Seahawk fans shouldn't blame Sherman for thinking that and saying, to hell with the organization, I'm going to move on. You guys clearly aren't focused on winning and giving the best chance that team in San Francisco can. Which I disagree with, but he's his own man. He has to make his own decisions. And I applaud him for trying his best to go through the contract signing procedures by himself without an agent. Fantastic work. And he has the intellect to do it. He came from the bottom to the top on the West Coast. Just amazing. Amazing story. But Sherman isn't the only person on the San Francisco 49ers defense who's all-world. That defensive line of Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, D. Ford, and Solomon Thomas. Amazing. I might have to look this up, but I do not believe that the 49ers front line, any player has gotten less than 7 sacks. I just don't believe they have had less than 7 sacks. It's just amazing. Sorry, I don't have this pulled up. I should, but damn it. But their defensive line rivals anyone's in the game. And I've heard that all the talk about the interior is the interior line of the Kansas City Chiefs is the weak point. And with the guards, I say yes. The center is iffy because, if I'm not mistaken, it's Mitch Morse, who is very good. Very, very good as a center. But Nick Bosa alone. Nick Bosa alone right there, that's J.J. Watt-esque talent. J.J. Watt. In those 3 years that he won Defensive Player of the Year. That caliber talent. And he's a rookie. A rookie. Anyone would want that kind of talent. Anyone. Then you get to the running game of the San Francisco 49ers. The second best running attack this year. Second only to the Ravens, who had a prolific season. Breida, Mostert, and Tevin Coleman. Amazing. I picked up Mostert in my fantasy league for the last 4 weeks. Did amazing with them. Just absolutely amazing. He won me the championship, to be honest. That running attack will tear through some of the defense on the Kansas City side. Now Kyle Shanahan's play calling. That clearly makes up for a lot of what Jimmy G is lacking. And the wide receiving talent too. Emmanuel Sanders was an amazing pickup for them. Not to mention drafting Deebo Samuel, who is probably the fastest wide receiver on that squad, I'd say. Not the best route runner. I think that's Emmanuel Sanders. But Deebo Samuel is not to be slept on. Deebo Samuel is fantastic as a wide receiver threat. And I almost forgot. The most underrated tight end for the past 3 years. George Kittle. George Kittle is a man's man. A man's man. He's that guy that you wanted to be in grade school, where you just wanted to be the freaking Hulk. You wanted to be the Hulk. No one could tackle you. You were just slowly trudging your legs with everyone on your back, and you carried the entire defense on your back. That's Kittle. Kittle is just strong and has hands like Chris Carter and can run routes, which makes him the best tight end. Oh, and I almost forgot. He blocks Also, he's Jason Witten in Rob Gronkowski's body. That is amazing. Because tight ends in Rob Gronkowski's body, the athletic type, the basketball players, they don't concern themselves with blocking. But Kittle does. He wants not only to demolish you by running routes and catching the ball, breaking your ankles, trucking you, he wants to pancake the shit out of you. That is special. Now that we're done with the Niners, time to check in with the Chiefs. We already talked about Patrick Mahomes. He was the first one and the number one person you should be talking about on the Kansas City Chiefs offense. Now the weapons. Tyreek Hill, the cheetah in human form. I saw a video where they put Tyreek Hill's 100-meter dash time in high school up against the 2016 Olympic Games and Usain Bolt. And Tyreek Hill came in third, maybe fourth, with his time in high school. And he wants, after the season, to try out for the Olympic track team. Excuse me? It's not unheard of. See Nate Ebner for the Patriots playing rugby. But he's playing a sport that is similar to football. Not just flat out athleticism. That takes skill too. Tyreek Hill is flat out speed. Just flat out speed. And it's amazing. All season long, I was laughing at how Tyreek Hill outruns defenders and catches the running back before he gets to the end zone on long runs. Damian Williams, I forget the name of I forget which team that he did it to. I think it was either the Chargers or the Titans, one of the two, where Damian Williams just absolutely ankle breaks this secondary player, the safety. Absolutely ankle breaks him. And it's just off to the races. Everyone's trying to catch up to Damian Williams. And you see number 10 in red damn near beat him to the end zone. And in the start of the play, you don't even see him. His speed is insane. A complimentary piece, though, Nicole Hardman. Nicole Hardman is Devin Hester's speed plus the wide receiver skills of Kenny Stills. He's an okay receiver, but his speed is insane and still catches balls. Pause. Uh, more than he drops it. Damian Williams is one of the better running backs in this league, and he's showing it out. He's like that James White, Deion Lewis kind of scat back. Doesn't really run the ball a whole lot, but can catch out of the backfield and make you miss, and keeps his legs churning. Paired with Shady McCoy, who hasn't touched the field that often, which I'm surprised by. I wish Andy Reid used Shady McCoy more. He'd be, even though historically he's been like one of the juker backs who will put a move on you rather than run through you, he has the body type that I could see Shady McCoy running over someone. I'd love to see him a little bit more in those kinds of situations. That would be great. And finally, Travis Kelce. He will probably be the best tight end of the 2010s. Better than Gronk. I'm taking Kelce over Gronk, over Antonio Gates, over Jason Witten, over George Kittle. He's just been that. He's been so consistent as it pertains to greatness over the past, I think it's 6 seasons. Probably wrong on that. I'll look that up. But he's been so consistent, not really dropping passes. Strike that, 7 years. He was drafted in 2013. He's been so consistent and great over these past 7 seasons. That I don't think there's another tight end that can beat him. In production, in energy that he provides to his team. He's just the best this decade has seen. The defense for Kansas City, though, it's a little bit suspect, but it's still good enough that I think they can defend Jimmy G and the 49ers offense. They can still hang around. And I think Patrick Mahomes makes up for the lack for what the defense is lacking. Patrick Mahomes just makes up for what the defense is lacking, which isn't much. Their cornerbacks, in combination with Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, is still really, really good. Don't sleep on the Kansas City Chiefs defense. They will fuck around and be the X factor when no one expects them to be the X factor. Everyone's like, oh, Kyle Juszczyk, i.e. Kellerman. Oh no, it'll be Nicole Hardman. Oh no, it'll be one of the San Francisco running backs. Or Damian Williams. No, it's going to be Kansas City's defense. That is the X factor. They will make an Eagles-Patriots type defensive play that will tip the favor in their favor. Enough so that the Niners won't be able to come back. Now we get to predictions. I kind of just tipped my hand. I am picking the Kansas City Chiefs to win the Super Bowl against the 49ers. It's going to be a 2-score or 1-score game. I'm going to predict 35 to 25. Somewhere in that zone. No, 35 to 28. It'll be a 1-touchdown game. And I think Patrick Mahomes will lead the game-winning drive. Now, this is 80% logical, 20% emotional pick. As the title of the podcast denotes, I am a Cowboys fan in the Hawk's Nest. For those who do not know, the Hawk's Nest is a section in CenturyLink Field, home of the Seattle Seahawks, where some of the craziest fans watch. It's the north end of the stadium where the big LED board is. So I am also a Seahawks fan. So I kind of have to root against the Niners. But I think Patrick Mahomes will be one of, if not the reason, that the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Niners. Hopefully he will be Dan Marino with a Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying that already he's the greatest quarterback to ever do it. Or the best. Brady is the greatest. Yes, this argument is Max Kellerman's. He is the greatest in terms of achievement. He has the most Super Bowls. He's right there in all the stats to be one of the best. But at peak value, even though he was great, I believe he was still a system quarterback. I still believe that Bill Belichick is the main reason why those teams have 6 Super Bowls and not Brady. Patrick Mahomes will be one of the best, probably in that sacred hall of the Hall of Fame. He will have that room. He will be part of that room that we talk about. He will be one of the best to ever do it. But he's not the best right now. He's not the best ever right now. He's the best in the league right now, but not the best ever. I see we're at around the 30-minute mark. And I'm not sure if I want to make this podcast 30 minutes or an hour. I'll toy with the length. I think this has been a good discussion. Granted, one side. So I guess I'll just end it here. Thank you for listening. This has been the Cowboy and the Hawk's Nest podcast. Go Hawks, and how about them Cowboys?